Honestly, I'm really nervous because I've been so excited for this. I've been waiting all day for the new stuff to release. I just opened up the game. What do we have here? Achievements. Oh. Oh, is this a new achievement line? Obtain the power of Electro. We're gonna have to go do that soon. Is that it? Inazuma. The Islands of Thunder and Eternity. Okay, good. What else? Oh, all this cool stuff. New Archon Quest. The traveler never stops for... Oh, so Beto's Crux fleet is almost done with their supply and preparation work in Liyue. As promised, the fleet is ready to take you through the thunderstorms of Inazuma. The traveler never stops for long. Now's as good a time as any to embrace destiny and set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest, the nation of eternity. They're so generous. They give us like 2 Archon quests. The immovable god and eternal euthymia, and stillness, the sublimation of shadow. Like when I heard that they're doing us 2, when they did the special program, I was like, oh, how nice of you. I'm not gonna do it all at once though. What else is there? Later. What is this? Claim. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that. Okay. Whoa. Kamisato Ayaka. The Heron's Court. Nice. As you may see, I did not get Kazuha. What is this? Epitomized path. I'm not gonna pull on that, so probably doesn't matter. What else? Oh. You can pick these? No? That's new. I think that's new.
Once there was a glorious
Oh,
kingdom
right, this.
established among the heavens. From that king,
it's a good cutscene, but I decided to get to some other stuff. Alright. To celebrate, I don't know if this is celebratory, but I'm going to be ascending my Amber to level 90 because she's been very helpful and useful.
It seems that now I've improved so much compared to when we first met. Thank you so much. Let me treat you to a
You're
sticky honey
welcome.
roast. Let's go, let's go.
Yay! And I was also going to ascend Chi-Chi.
In the past, I did not understand the idea of being stronger than I already was. Now that I understand it well, I wish I was just a little stronger still.
Okay, well, I'll help you get stronger, okay? Can I level... Oh, let's level up Barbara. I wonder if I have enough to ascend Barbara, too. I need one more thing!
I want...
Well, anyways, You know what? Because I don't have a Kazuha to give all those to. Yeah, that's what happens. Perfect. And what's over here? Ooh. Oh, her story quest. And Yoimiya's story quest. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. There's a lot to take in right now. They made all the text smaller. I don't know if that's helpful or not. Enter to offer artifacts? Oh, right. Where you can like offer the artifacts and get like better ones. Alright, Barbara, I can't level you up, but congratulations on ascending.
Please, tell me how I can be stronger. Oh, just leave it up to you. No, that won't do. I want to help too.
Don't worry, you're going to be very helpful on this new quest. Where are we heading off to? Setting sail. Oh, ask Catherine for information on going to Inazuma. It has been a while since you struck an agreement with Beidou to go to Inazuma together. You decided to check in on how things are progressing. Well, that just reminds me of how I don't have Kazuha. But it is okay. It will all be okay.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. What can I do for you, traveler?
About traveling to Inazuma.
Ah, yes. I've heard that you've already made arrangements with the captain of the Crux Fleet regarding your passage to Inazuma. Is that correct?
Did the text always kind of like
Now
scroll
that I
like
think about
that?
It's been quite some
Like
time
this,
since
like...
I last visited those lands. Unfortunately, I don't have any current intel that would be worth sharing with you.
There you are. You're the traveler that Beidou will be taking to Inazuma, right?
I've been waiting all day for you.
Oh,
Yep, I've been waiting all day for
Well,
this.
it's an honor to meet you.
Time right now, it's currently like 7:30.
The fleet is nearly completed reprovisioning. Once the crews have taken a head count, we can get underway. Captain Beidou
great.
sent me to come get you. We'll weigh anchor as soon as you're aboard.
Sounds good.
Ritou is the captain of her word.
Of course. There are many things that the captain insists upon. I'm sure you'll see for yourself once you're on board.
So you'll be heading off then? I suppose congratulations are in order. Whether the journey before you leads to the heights of the heavens or the depths of the abyss, each step you take is another achievement. Until we meet again, Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Ad Astra Abyssos, Catherine.
Oh, it's kind of hard to say goodbye now. We practically see each other every day.
We'll probably see another one on the other
Well,
side.
if that's how you feel, why not come and find me when you arrive? I'll be awaiting you on Narukami Island.
I knew it!
So there's another Catherine in Inazuma? See, there's no need to get all sappy now.
It's just like Anna and
Well,
Fire
I guess
Emblem.
it's time for you to bid farewell to Liyue Harbor. Now that I've delivered my message, I'll be heading back. The ship is currently anchored off of Guyun Stone Forest.
Where it usually is.
Thanks for coming all this way to let us know.
Just following orders. I'll see you two aboard the Alcor.
Sounds good. Chapter 2, Act 1. The Immovable God and the Eternal Euthymia. Oh, I can't talk. Whoa. Well... Whoa! There's this whole area over here. All the way down here. Yashiori Island, Inazuma. Statue of the Seven. Kanazuka. Whoa. This entire stretch of ocean's gonna open up. Okay. I was so excited when I was watching the special program because I thought it was super cool. Oh, which way am I? This way. Maybe you should go around the other way. This seems like a more direct way. I was watching the special program. It's so cool to like kind of hear like the game devs talk about stuff. Like, I remember one of them was talking about how, like, the Electro Archon, you know, electricity and lightning is very, like, momentary and, like, fleeting. And yet the Electro Archon is searching for eternity. And I thought, yeah, that's actually a really, really interesting contrast. And I feel like that's definitely going to play into the story somehow. Whoa! You can actually see all the way over there. What is that in the distance with all of the floating rocks? I'm so excited. They put so much effort into this game. And I remember someone else in the special program, she was saying like something about when the different worlds, like say like for the ones that are more like a Western design, that it's all about showing like all the detail to its fullest, but with like the Japanese design, it's like more about like showing like the subtleties and the atmosphere and stuff like that. So it's like hearing all these little things that the developers have to say. Like I don't remember all of it, but I just remember finding it. Oh, there's Beto. Very intriguing to hear from them, and it's like I'm gonna keep all this stuff in mind now. Like when I go explore the land, I feel like I'm gonna be taking into account all the things that they said.
Ah, you finally made it. All these years,
Hi.
come rain or storm, the Crux fleet has never suffered a delay. If it were anyone else, I might have set sail already.
Apologies, Captain.
Don't look too serious, I'm only joking. You're just on time. The crew have just finished making final preparations. Well, now that everyone's here, we set sail for the land engulfed by storm and tempest. The nation of eternity.
Anchor!
Yay! Finally, the ship's gonna move! Whoa. Kazuha's still here. Whoa, here we go! Okay, thunderstorm crossed. That's so beautiful. Look at all the leaves. Oh yeah, that's another thing. It's like kind of like the purple like aesthetic. Hey there.
Oh, hi there.
Hi. Teleport
So, you
waypoint
finally
unlocked.
made it. You sure kept me waiting, Captain. And it appears we have a couple of stowaways. Or perhaps I should say, honored guests.
Shush!
You can blame your almighty Shogun. The tempests around Inazuma have been growing all the more fierce lately. Though the fleet was fully up to the challenge, the inclement weather still caused some delay. Now then, let me introduce everyone. This is Toma, a trade partner that I've gotten to know recently.
Nice to meet
You
you.
don't know how long I've been waiting to see you.
Toma, these two are...
Oh, no need for introductions. Their reputation precedes them. Seems even the stormy seas can't keep rumors of these outlanders' sterling deeds at bay.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Toma.
Oh, it's sure nice to hear you say that.
Mm-hmm.
With any luck, it'll give you a head start here. Toma's resided on Ritou for quite some time now. It wouldn't be going too far to say he's the fixer around these parts. If you run into any problems here, just talk to Toma. But if he tries to pull any moves on you, I'll be sure to deal with him personally the next time I'm around.
No need to worry. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Good. Then if it's all settled, I'll be going. I wouldn't want to be caught with my sails down here. I do have a wanted fugitive on board after all.
Oh, right. Kazuha.
Until next time, traveler.
Yep.
Remember to give it your
I
all.
thought they would
no
leave
matter what
him to go
perilous
explore
storms you may
Leela while they
encounter.
brought us here. We got this. Look forward to seeing you again.
Fair seas, Captain Beto. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let the journey
Now then,
begin.
first things first. We need to go get you registered at the border checkpoint.
Paimon thought we were supposed to be keeping things on the down low. Are we just gonna walk into the government's hands?
Don't underestimate the reaches of the Sakoku Decree. You wouldn't be able to avoid inspection even if you tried.
Yeah,
So we have
probably
to play
better
by the
just
rules,
to...
even if we're kind of bending them.
Yeah, just kind of go in there as legally as possible. Oh, I see the teleport waypoint. Oh, okay then. Whoa! Confessions of an Outlander. They're gonna ask us, why are we here? And is my reason essential? And it probably is not. What's this achievement? Reach the outsider settlement. Okay. I just want to take this in. I already see a Shrine of Depths. Whoa. This, like, box. It kind of looks like what the visions look like. What do you have to say? Ah, hello. How may I help you? Are you enjoying the view? Yes, I enjoy watching this ocean and the sunshine every day. You're still young, so you probably don't know yet. The scenery you'll see in your 40s won't be that much different than the stuff you're seeing in your 20s. Oh, okay then. Oh, the sky's so red. Whoa, that's a nice picture. Well, it's crazy you can see Dragonspine from all the way over here. It's crazy that this is all the same world. But now they've opened it. Whoa. There's the Statue of the Seven. I'm sorry, Toma. I kind of want to go get that first. Also, so... Oh, gosh. Lavender melon. I like this music. I know that they posted, like, the Inazuma diaries and all sorts of preview stuff. I didn't really look at any of it because I wanted, like, to have first impressions. This is so cool. Like, I love how immersive the world is already, and this is just like a whole new layer. What's with the long face? Uh-huh. Well. Oopsie. Can I... Sorry, I really wanna unlock the map. Because I wanna be able to see where I'm going. So, sorry, I'm gonna have to come back. Whoa! Look at the leaves in the water! Oh, it's so pretty. Pretty maple leaves. But yeah, it's cool how you can see there's a lot of purple because of the electro. Just like how Mondstadt has a lot of green themes and Liyue has a lot of yellow. Can I hit these trees? Is that new wood or just like what kind of wood is that? Maple wood. I might wanna get some of this. It's just a little thing. How okay, we're pretty close. I was like, how far are we? New Oculus. Okay. Electroculus? Whoa. But yeah, how there's so many purple things. Like, what is that up there? And yet, yes, everything else is kind of like the kind of greens you would see in a northern land like Japan. The world opens itself before those with noble hearts. Whoa! Here we are. Inazuma City. Grand Arakami Shrine. Okay, so here we are, Ritou. Oh, that's a ball. I see. That's kind of like the pattern that I said is like the vision. That's kind of like her symbol. Right. Whoa, cool. Unlimited power! Oh, whoops. Let's see. What does it look like? Nice. Nice purple look you got there, Ether. Okay, let's see. Whoa, okay. So I think that's what happens when you hold it. What do you have to say, though? Windblade, Terra Smash. Now you have to say... Yeah! Okay, we're gonna start heading back towards the border security. Oh, never mind. I kind of wanna... You definitely gotta have a voice line for that. I just don't know how to get you to say it. Well, I want to explore that. I want to explore everything. I want to take all of this in because it's awesome. How do I... Because I assume it's up on the top of the roof, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I can just go up there. I'm gonna have to come back later. Whoa. Everything is whoa to me right now. Look at these little trees. There's all these different types of trees here, right? And you can definitely tell. Like the first time when I explored Liyue and I said, oh, it's so very different from Mondstadt because Mondstadt, like, has a lot of like very horizontal city planning, and Liyue is very like vertical. And I feel like it's kind of now I'm kind of like analyzing the difference in Inazuma as well. How there's a lot of open spaces so far, at least in this little town here, Ritou. And well, there's a lot of trees in the city. There's so much to... I'm gonna have to come back. I need to get a little bit moving with the story, I think. Because some of this might make more sense. Alright, let's see. Kageyama.
Hello? Please state your name, identity, and the purpose of your visit. Oh, except you, Toma.
Okay.
You must be new here.
Yes, that's why I'm here.
Excuse me? Please provide the information requested and also declare any goods you are carrying with you.
Honesty or no? We are here to trade wine and ore. I don't think we're gonna find my sister
Currently,
here.
only members of the International Trade Association are authorized to engage in the import and export of goods. Do you have your trader's permits? My apologies, but I'll have to ask you to...
Here are their entry papers for your kind perusal.
Oh, thank you, Toma.
Take your time. No rush or anything.
I just wanted to see what you'd say. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
thank you for putting me in the spot.
Okay. Your papers are all in order. Welcome to Ritou.
So, where do we go next?
Yeah.
The Outlander Affairs Agency. They only check entry permits here. If you want to remain on Ritou, there's a process you have to go through with them.
Oh.
Sheesh. So it is super strict, just like everyone says.
Well, let's not forget that to everyday folk in Inazuma, people from everywhere else are referred to as outsiders. As the word suggests, outlanders aren't very welcome in Inazuma with the Sakoku decree in force. Not even on Ritou, where they've established an outsider settlement.
My journey must go on.
I like how you think. I've got a feeling we're going to get along very well. Now, let's head over to the Outlander Affairs Agency.
Okay.
Most of the current rules were put in place by the administration of Ritou, the Kanjo Commission.
A Kanjo Commission?
Yes, one branch of the Tri-Commission of Inazuma, responsible for growing and managing the nation's wealth. You really haven't heard of it before?
There's the Kanjo Commission, the Tenryou Commission, and the Yashio Commission. If I've been paying attention. Yuika. Hi.
You've completed the entry procedures, yes? And now you want to apply for residency, both of you?
Yes, please.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
2 million? For a processing fee? Are you serious?
That's right.
I'm also
1
broke
million
too,
per
because
applicant,
I
which makes
started
2
leveling
million
up
total.
all the
Don't worry,
characters.
you can trust my math.
Paimon wasn't so much questioning your math
All the
as-
characters are only level 1, so I could ascend them all, so I could get some Quaint Fates, so I can get some more
Ma'am,
Star Glitter, so I
these
could
two
get some
here are
Intertwined
good
Fates.
friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
That is a major discount. I can actually afford that.
Thank you ever so much, Miss Eureka. But as this is just a processing fee, I think 600 mora should cover it if I'm paying on their behalf. I'll treat you to dinner too. How does that sound?
That's not how you haggle! By all means, bargain the price down, but...
Alright then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
Much obliged.
Whatever works around these parts. He has a pyrovision. It's processed smoothly? If that's what we call it.
What? She went from 2 million down to 600? There's something seriously wrong with people's sense of finance around here!
Well, we just came from Lita, where everyone's very strict about finance, so I think everyone everywhere else in the world is going to seem a little lax.
It's not as mind-boggling as you think. Processing fee is just a figure of speech. The way some here at the agency see it, the fees are easy money, so it becomes a question of how much they can make. So when the day comes that some poor merchant from overseas with more money than sense gets stuck here and needs to apply for residency...
Then they'll milk them for all they're worth!
Exactly. It's at times like this that having a local friend really comes in
Well,
handy.
that's blatant oppression against Outlanders.
Yes, but when you're an outlander in Inazuma, far from home in this close nation era, there's very little
Well, that's
that can
why
be done
everyone is
about
telling
it.
us not to come here,
The
so...
most that overseas
yeah.
merchants can do to look after themselves is stick together. That's how the International Trade Association came about.
So it's a trade association built by and for Outlanders?
Yep. And as well as advancing commercial interests, the association provides help, support, and structure for Outlanders trying to survive on Rito.
I was gonna say, the leaves falling in the background are so cool. And the sun's rising too.
And survival skills.
So, how would an Outlander ever get to meet?
Sounds like just staying alive is an achievement when you're an Outlander.
Yeah.
In Inazuma.
I see. So this is the real purpose of your trip. Yes, given that you are Outlanders,
I'm sure it's hard for even
certainly
people
a
from
lofty
Inazuma
aspiration.
to
After
get a
all,
visit.
the Raiden Shogun is the most exalted and revered one in all of Inazuma. She is a deity who reigns on high, while all other life gazes up in awe.
That may well be, but I still have to find a way.
Huh. I was going to say nothing is set in stone when it comes to who you will encounter in this world. Who's to say you won't happen to run into the Raiden Shogun one day after lunch?
Yeah.
And is that likely?
Okay, I'll give it to you straight. I know of a way to introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
Really? Wow, the Ritou Fixer is better connected than we thought.
I gotta say, how do people
it will
still
take
have
all the
their
resources
visions
I have at my disposal, but it could be done. However, before we get there,
in this place where?
connections come at a high price. You understand?
Yeah.
Not you too.
No. In this instance, when I say price, I'm not talking about Mora. In fact, there's no real cost as such. It's just that if this is something you really want, you'll have to agree to help other people solve some of their problems first.
Alright, makes sense.
I like to do things in a way that keeps everybody happy. It's my own personal rule for dealing with situations like this.
Sounds very reasonable to Paimon. You're the man in the middle, so you have to trade favors to keep everyone indebted to you.
The fixer works in mysterious ways. So, what's the job?
Why do I get the feeling you're making me out to be some sort of crook? Never mind. Here's the situation. As I touched upon earlier, the members of the International Trade Association are constantly struggling to survive. Recently, things seem to have gotten more difficult than ever for them, so just go and check things out. See if there's any way you can help. The head of the association is called Kurisu, and he's a good friend of mine. Go talk to him. I'll wait for you here.
Okay.
Take this!
Take this! Whoa. This is what it looks like in the daytime. Whatever. All the pretty maple trees here. I'll take all your wood. Now, what can we do here? Oh, hello. Meow. Follows Kurisu everywhere. Where is Kurisu then? Oh, I'm just blind. You don't have anything to say after doing that, do you, Ether?
Huh? Hello there. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. The Outlander Affairs Agency took you for all you're worth, I suppose.
Luckily we had a friend with us.
Good. That's a relief. You need to be careful, or you'll find yourself losing your savings all at once.
We heard the association has been having some difficulties lately. Is that true?
Yes. Left, right, and center. Obstacles at every turn. But that's nothing new for us.
The Sakoku decree certainly makes things difficult for anyone who wants to come here from overseas.
But it's not the root cause of our woes. The Sakoku decree might restrict our scope of activity, but in and of itself, it doesn't stop us from being able to enjoy a comfortable existence. No. What's really squeezing us Outlander merchants dry is those Mora grubbers from the Kanjo Commission.
Oh, of the 3 commissions, that's the one that oversees everything on Ritou, isn't it?
That's right. They impose astronomical tax rate, unbelievable regulations, and that's not the worst of it. They just issued a new tax decree recently that, for some reason, completely changes the way we pay our taxes. It used to be Mora, but now it's something called Crystal Marrow.
No, you changed the currency? Or not the currency, but the payment method.
Something that most of us in the association had never heard of before either, until the new decree came along. Eventually, one of the older Liyue merchants recalled that he once shipped a batch of it to Snezhnaya in his youth. So, in order to pay our taxes, we began an arduous search for this Crystal Marrow. But then we found we'd only managed to create a bigger problem for ourselves. The rising demand for Crystal Marrow drove the price higher and higher.
Why they made the taxes like this, because they want more money and
we can't
also to drive all of the Outlanders in circles.
Isn't that what they call a monopoly?
Exactly. So this vendor keeps pushing the price up, and we have no choice but to buy from them because the tax decree forces us to. It's a vicious cycle. The consequence of which is that our taxes will soon exceed our profits. And once that happens...
Then that's not a good way to do business. This is absurd treatment.
We've tried communicating with the Commission directly, but this is a nation where the cries of a few struggling merchants will never be heard over the ever-present roar of thunder.
Yeah, that seems to be the big problem around here.
Fontaine, my dear homeland. I miss you an awful lot at the moment.
Sounds awful. They're really bleeding them dry. What do you think we should do?
Try our best to negotiate with the Conjo Commission?
But Carisu's the head of the association. And
Yeah, but we have, like, plot armor.
Not to mention, we're Outlanders too.
That doesn't work. That ascends beyond the physical realm.
Will be the fate they've ordained for us.
Okay. Well, we could try tackling the problem by going to the other party involved.
That vendor. I've actually done business with him in the past, but after a point he stopped contacting us. I have no idea where he sources the stuff.
Well, it definitely sounds like he's being unfair. How do we find him? We could go talk to him and see if he lets anything
Yeah, we've been good at that.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Since you're not affiliated with the association and you're new to Ritou, he may just let his guard down. If I remember correctly, our usual meeting point with him is under a tree by the coast in the residential district. See if you can find him there.
Got it. We're on the case.
I'm gonna keep trying until he says something new. What is this place? This is the International Trade Association. What else do you want? Oh, what can I do here? Yeah. Every Outlander in Ritou can count on him. Sure, okay. Alright. Kaide. Yeah, of course I'm a customer. Statues of the Shogun? The merciful, forgiving person doesn't really mind people buying the statues for any reason whatsoever. Yeah. Okay, so there's not that many visitors here. But here in Ritou, you can definitely see that there's people from literally all over Teyvat. Oh, I feel like this is going to be a really fun place to walk around. The world always seems so big when you're walking through it for the first time. I want to remember this. Oh, I want to walk under these trees in real life. I mean, I guess where I live also has maple trees. But somehow it's just like this experience of getting to like walk under them by the water, looking off in the distance. Because it's crazy you can still see Guyun Stone Forest and Dragonspine from here. Small world, right? Yeah. Werner.
Huh? I don't think I recognize you. Are you
Yes,
new
we just arrived.
So, what do you need with me?
Where do you source your goods?
The sheer nerve. You don't go around asking questions like that. If I gave you my sources, I might as well hand you the whole darn business. Trade secret. Got it? You know what trade and secret mean, right?
This guy's got a bad attitude.
Can you reduce your prices?
Ha! Are you even buying? Oh, I see what's going on here. Kurisu and his associates sent you here to try and plead their case, didn't they? They're wasting their time. The price is non-negotiable, not by a single Mora.
Hey, what's your problem?
Get out of here, go on. Tell them they're lucky to be buying from me in the first place, and they ought to be more grateful. If it weren't for me, they'd be in seriously hot water.
What are we gonna do? There's no talking to this guy.
Let's go talk to Toma.
Good idea. Let's check back in with him.
The solution's gonna be really long-winded.
I'm the only lifeline they've got. How dare they try and bargain with me? Take this!
Whoa, look at all those pretty masks. And a little like ghost thing here. Pretty flowers. How do I talk to you? Oh. Sure. Are you gonna sell it to me? Oh, you must be very good at cooking. Actually, Sakura. Aww. Don't worry, I'll come back then. Yo, what's up?
Take this!
Alright, I guess take this is the line.
That was quick. You resolved it already?
No.
Actually, we're having a little trouble.
You're going to have to help us help you.
No? Well, by all means, tell me what you need. I'll help as much as I can. Getting you to go fixing things when you've only just arrived
Well,
is
what do you
quite a
know about
demand.
Werner?
Oh, that guy? I'm familiar. He used to be a bit of a sorry sight, selling shells that he collect on the beach just to get by, but he seems to have suddenly shot up in the world recently. I can only assume he must have found himself a patron after leaving the International Trade Association.
Huh. You're saying he used to be a member of the International Trade Association? So he's an Outlander too?
Yes. Couldn't you tell?
Yeah,
when
it
you
seems like a
spoke to him?
Mondstatter to me. Like, I kind of noticed that from his name.
That's right. Werner was born in Mondstadt, then went into the shipping business, trading between Leah and Inazuma. When Inazuma closed to the outside world, he was one of a group of Outlanders that ended up stranded on Ritou.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
The International Trade Association was initially very generous to him, but over time, with decree after decree, the association members found it increasingly difficult to make ends meet.
So he left the association and turned his back on them.
I'm sure it's more nuanced than that. I believe even the most ungrateful and cold-hearted of people still have some amount of
Positivity.
gratitude and warmth left in them
Believing the
somewhere.
best in people. Got it.
Really? Is that all you need to know?
No, we tell him that we help the
sounds
Knights
like
of
you may have found a way
Favonius,
in with him.
maybe. I don't know, because a lot of, I notice is like, you know, people have a lot, really strong ties with their homeland, especially, like, that's a theme in this game a lot, so. And also, oh, Ether definitely is a plan. That's all I gotta say.
What are you doing back here? Just because I got plenty of time on my hands doesn't mean I want to waste any
Time
of
on
it
your
talking to
hands.
you.
Some would call that a form of freedom.
Huh? Where's this coming from?
Dandelion wine would sure be nice on a day like this.
Mondstadt? You were talking about Mondstadt.
Oh, what? I'd pick one item? What? Oh, these are good choices. Windwheel Aster.
Goodness, I can sense it now. So familiar, but I
Well, that
can't
works like a
remember
charm.
the last time I was there. The scent of Mondstadt. Oh, how it takes
May
me
the
back.
Animal Archon protect you.
Oh, my hometown, the home of freedom. How I long to go back and visit.
It's working!
So, trying to play my heartstrings like a liar, are you? I know what you're up
Close
to.
your eyes? What are you gonna do, Ether?
Huh? What is this? What are you up to now?
Just close your eyes already!
Listen closely. Doesn't it sound familiar? Oh, do we have a lie or something?
You mean the sound of the ocean?
Oh. Cheap and tasty chop suey. Yeah, I remember that.
Leah Harbor. I can see it so clearly. Oh, and the sound of the waves.
May the
calls
flames of
merchants.
virtue spread to all and never be extinguished.
Xiao lanterns. I'm right there at the lantern rite.
Oh, I never played that event, so...
Look at them
Yeah, I didn't
floating up
recognize where
into
that
the
line was
sky.
from.
This guy has a really active imagination. Either that or he really does miss Lila Harbor.
Liyue.
Great. Now I gotta give up one of these things. Silk flower. I don't have a lot, but you can have it.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart
A lot of
can't
people
take
out
it.
there sympathize with the position you're in.
You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? And I suppose they are far from home, just like me. Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine it's the voice of my hometown, carried across the ocean. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that, but I always hide my face and slip away. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them and free myself from this anguish?
No one's stopping you.
Well, no one's stopping you.
Except
so-
yourself.
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so they rallied together, committed to finding a way to survive. But I couldn't do it. I'm not
Aw.
strong enough. So I caved. Those
Well.
people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly benefits, and I'd do whatever they asked of me. And make Mondstadters look like
Yeah,
the
who are
worst
those
in the
people?
world. All right, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me
Oh,
up
this guy
inside,
got
and I
bullied
can't take it
before.
anymore.
You ready to talk now?
The International Trade Association will protect you.
But I betrayed them. I can't show my face there.
Come on, you scaredy cat.
You gonna tell us the story?
You messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off your chest. What's the deal here?
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru, Keijiro and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's plain
Yeah.
Them like this.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. It's
Well, then we
barely
need
enough for me
evidence.
to live on. Evidence? You're right. Without conclusive evidence, he will never admit it. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same place. It's always made me suspicious. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show you where he went if you want.
Really?
Yeah, sure. And we'll solve all your problems.
Let's go.
Keijiro's tracks. Aw, it's nice that, see, that's what I do like about video games though. I'm one of those people, I actually like how, you know, we can solve everything with the power of friendship, because I kind of wish real life worked that well.
Keijiro, it's him!
After him!
Follow him. Where is he? Oh, here.
It's not like I'll get any
Stock.
Too close. It's too close.
Come out, I can see you.
Come out?
Who are you?
You're pointing
Why are you
completely in the wrong
following me?
direction.
Uh-oh. Seems like he's noticed us.
You're not even pointing at me. You know, I didn't think he was going to turn around that quick. What, it's supposed to be hiding behind walls or what?
Keijiro!
Okay.
After him!
Like hide behind here? We're acting more suspicious than we need to be.
Sorry.
Oh, I might take you up on
I
that.
need to think about it.
If we're just walking normal, that's actually less suspicious than hiding.
Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Yeah,
But
plenty.
of course, tax collection is difficult work.
Dude just walked right past me.
Too close. It's too close. He'll notice us for sure.
And he didn't notice us like that? Yo, I didn't expect him to just turn around
who
like
else is
that.
behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the trade association clique still needs to be brought into line.
Okay.
What was that sound?
Quiet. Don't let him find us.
Paimon, stop talking.
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
Okay. Alright, good. Alright. What's our plan, exactly? We're gonna, like,
What
beat
could he
him
be
up or
doing at a place like
also
this?
talk to him with the power of friendship?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't it? Why don't we take a look?
Because I do think it'd be very nice to talk out the problems, but I don't think that's what's gonna happen here. So we're digging up this guy's treasure on his treasure map, so...
Whoa, it's a ledger.
Mm-hmm.
Paimon thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here.
Ah, yes, the real reason Paimon came along.
Yeah.
Let me take a look here. Ah, yes! This is what we're looking for. A clear and complete record of every single
Why are you
transaction.
burying that
Each one
next to
proof
the
of his guilt.
city? You should have that like in a
Well,
locked
now we
treasure
have all
chest
our
in your house or
evidence.
something.
Let's go tell Karisu the good news, shall we?
No, we're gonna get found out right now.
I'll say goodbye to you here then.
Huh? You aren't gonna come with us?
We're wasting
I
time
need a
talking
little
here.
more
He could
time
come
before I'm
back.
ready to face the head of the association. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Rider's a pretty awkward guy, huh?
As long as you eventually... New mail. Oh, thank you. Sakura Mochi. What, I got more? Tri-colored dango. Some new regional specialties. Don't worry, Warner, we're gonna talk it out for you. Oh, never mind. Looks like this guy is here
but
too.
We really don't have anything left. If this keeps up, our sales will come in at a loss. There'll be nothing left for us to do but starve.
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no excuses.
Well, you're the one making a mockery of the rules here, Keijiro.
Hmm? And who are you?
Keijiro.
Another new member of the association?
It just so happens that we found your little ledger, so now we're here to tell everyone all about how you embezzled crystal marrow to sell it right back to the taxpayers.
Huh? Is this true? You've been swindling us.
Well, you see, the taxes,
Let me take a look at the ledger. Well, would you look at that? Every payment the association has made is right here in your personal ledger. So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have some explaining to do. How shall we settle this,
So you think
you can definitely tell it kind of where everyone is from the clothes too. Like you can tell
quite obvious that I'm merely trying to earn a modest living for myself, like anyone else.
Word has it that
Harrison
samurai and the
from,
commission place great
Mondstadt.
importance on reputation and prestige.
Just for the way the
I'm sure
NPCs dress,
commission
I mean.
members won't blame you
Not
when
to
word gets
judge
out.
them, like it's like
Is
stereotypes
that
or
a threat?
anything. It's just kind of like
Me?
No,
overall
not
style.
At all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity if an illustrious gentleman such as yourself were to have their reputation tarnished.
Also, I'm glad that
Even
we
if
can
what
now
you say is
progress.
true, what do you suggest we do about it?
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow in your possession, correct? Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent tax hike, and us merchants could finally have some more breathing room.
Is that it?
Oh, do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden?
Yeah, and that
fine.
was not very nice
In
of
that
you.
case, I'll send it over to you today.
And not even an ounce of shame for his actions.
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now. I've even had to ask my friends to help bail me out. What about my losses?
Come on, Harrison. We've already struck a good deal here.
I'm sick of being pushed around like this. I won't let him off so easily.
Harrison!
Hey, what's all this racket? Does someone dare question the decree?
Ah, Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard just now?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my utmost to lend them a helping hand.
Great.
But they're never grateful.
A helping hand? The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our hard-earned wealth. I assure you that Hirage Shinsuke will hear of this.
Oh, and you dare to utter the Commissioner's name. You Outlanders have no respect for the rules. Seize the merchants. We will resolve this dispute back at headquarters.
Uh-oh.
I'm almost kind of like facepalming here.
Gentlemen, come now.
Oh,
Is
thank
there
you,
any
Toma.
need for this? If there's a dispute to resolve, let's get a drink and talk it over.
Who are you supposed to be? And why in my right mind would I join you for a drink?
Don't you know who he is?
You never heard of the Fixer?
That title doesn't have any weight with these people.
Here's my card.
Huh. You're from the Yashiro Commission.
Shh.
Huh. Well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However powerful the Yashiro Commission may be, you have no business meddling in Ritou's affairs.
Of course not, of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young
lady of our clan some courtesy. Cut you off. Oh, it's her fan.
lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the Shogun, would you?
That fan, the Shirasagi Himegimi. I don't need any trouble with her. Okay, let's forget all this. It'll give us one less thing to worry about.
But, Chief!
Enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. My treat, I insist. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma. But I'm sorry your relationship with the Kanjo Commission had to suffer for our sake.
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If there's anyone you should be thanking, it's the Traveler. He's the one who found a way to turn things around.
Oh, thank
if
you.
nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru will tread a little more carefully in the future.
What was all that?
Shh, not here. Too many people listening. Let's move somewhere else.
I want to meet the Shirasagi Himegimi. So I don't see how this is a place with fewer people. Now we're in the middle of the
seems
town.
rife in the Kanjo
square.
Commission. They truly are rotten to the core. All right, time for me to answer your questions.
Yeah,
What
tell
would
me
you like to
about the
know?
Shirasagi Himegimi.
Straight to the point. Let me reintroduce myself. I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island. I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
You've been keeping your true identity a secret from us this whole time?
Well, it's probably a matter of safety.
The Yashiro Commission. Guessing that's another branch of the Tri-Commission?
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'd go into more detail on what exactly that covers, but I'm not even sure myself. I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known as the Shirasagi Himegimi.
Seems like she must be super famous in Inazuma, given the reaction of those guys just now.
Oh, most definitely. She's graceful, dignified, and kind-hearted too. The people of Inazuma quite adore Miss Kamisato. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan. I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly seems to attest to that. Take me, for example. I'm just an attendant, and yet she treats me as an equal, as she would a friend.
So then, where did this fixer of Ritou thing come from? Are we helping you? Yeah, good question. Are we helping you or her?
You're asking the right questions, and to be honest, I don't want to keep you in the dark any more than is necessary. Firstly, you should know that being a fixer is not something you can fake. I spent the better part of a month tirelessly building up a network of relationships on the island, and I got to know Captain Beto during that time too.
Still pretty good going for just a month's work.
Yeah, you've only been here for a
maybe
month?
I have a slight knack for schmoozery. But the main thing was, I had to make sure I'd be in time to receive you when you arrived. Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from hearing about your feats in Mondstadt and Liyue. So, when Miss Kamisato heard of your intention to come to Inazuma, she began looking forward to your arrival with great anticipation. She's excited to find out whether the rumors are true. That is, that you have what it takes to change the tide of the times.
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, it was you who found the way to turn the situation around. Navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. It's just what Miss Kamisato had hoped to see.
We're the chosen heroes.
With your help, even the Vision Hunt decree.
I never offered to help. Though, Ether, we gotta help him. We gotta help Ayaka. We have to help all these people here who are stuck here.
That's an unexpected development. Perhaps our sources were misleading.
Yeah, but we're not miracle workers. I think that's what Ether's getting at. I have one goal here, to meet the Raiden Shogun.
Yes, of course. I completely understand, and as agreed, I shall help set that up for you.
Toma sure didn't put up much of a fight.
Well, my work on Ritou is done. So I suppose this is goodbye for now. Oh, one more thing. This invitation letter is for you. When you get to Narukami Island, you can find me at the Komori Tea House, as per the letter. Good luck with everything. See you soon.
You're not gonna ask us to help more? We're gonna end Ether. We're gonna end up helping more anyway. That's always what happens.
Toma's not such a bad guy, huh? We should get going.
But
Huh? What's up?
Outlanders are unable to leave Ritou.
Oh, right! Paimon forgot all about that! Wait, so did Toma forget that too?
Nah, he's testing us.
Oh, darn it! No wonder he was so matter-of-fact about the whole thing! As soon as we get off Ritou, Paimon's going straight to Komori Tea House to settle the score!
Yeah.
Well,
wait, what?
guess we should give it a try.
We can't settle the score. He's nice to us. But Child was nice to us too. And he still is nice to us. Ritou escape plan. So that's just the quest? Try to leave Ritou? That's not gonna go well. It's actually kind of cool you see how multicultural Ritou is though. So this is where all the international... It's like the airport! It's where all the international things are.
Stop there! Present your travel permits.
We don't have any.
Sorry, but we really gotta get to Narukami Island. It's kinda urgent.
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far as you'll get. Those are the rules.
As expected. Traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Ritou?
If the Yashiro Commission has heard of us. I wonder if the Kanjo Commission
We should go and meet with the Kanjo Commissioner?
has heard of us.
Guess it can't hurt to try. Even if Paimon has a few choice words to say about his subordinates. Who knows? Maybe he's our biggest
I
fan.
highly doubt that. I feel like if our reputation does precede us, that's just gonna make them not want us to leave even more. Because they don't want us stirring up trouble. And they're gonna do everything they can to stop us.
Halt! This is the Kanjo Commissioner's office. No trespassers.
We're here to see, the Kanjo Commissioner?
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains Outlanders. Leave now or we'll be forced to...
Ah, wait.
Hi.
Oh, Commissioner!
These two are honored guests from afar. No need to give them the usual spiel.
Okay.
Come on in. Let's see what we can do for you.
Huh. Did you get all that, mister?
My sincere apologies.
Yeah, no worries. We've been through this before. Every time. Wow. Just like... Everything's... It's very much... This makes me want to travel again. I say this every time. I love the little kind of like sand gardens, the little trees. Like, I just want to explore far off places I've never been to before. And I like, whoa! You can see this thing again. There's a lot here. Oh, there's all the rocks. I wonder what's going on there. There's another town over there. There's some more sakura over there. There's all these pretty trees. This building is very nice. Alright. Hiragi Shinsuke.
I am Hiragi Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and head of the Hiragi clan. It's an honor to meet you both.
I, too, am honored to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. So, the reason we wanted to come and see you was because...
Alright, all in good time. Two travelers renowned far and wide have shown up to see me, and I should very much like to make their acquaintance. Let's not limit this to business only.
So what you're saying is, we really are pretty famous, huh?
Absolutely. How many other people in the world have what it takes to knock the wind out of Storm Terror's sails and put the Overlord of the Vortex back under the sea, eh?
Exactly! Paimon thinks you make an excellent point.
And I hear you also foiled a Fatui plot in Liyue Harbor. Even beat one of their harbingers in a duel.
That is true.
Whoa, you heard about that too? Yep, it's true, all right.
As I thought.
Something wrong?
No. I'm simply awestruck by you both.
Oh, you're too kind. I hope this is not you trying to get something from us.
Ritou is greatly honored to have you visit us. One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for helping other people. This makes me wonder whether you might be so kind as to render your assistance to the Conjugal
It means
Commission.
uncorrupting your subordinates.
Whatever you need, right?
Time to run some errands again?
Excellent. Well then, you must know the Qingxin, a flower.
Oh, I got lots of those.
Tops of Liyue.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before. So, you want us to go back to Liyue?
Yes, bring me 300 Qingxin, would you? Freshly picked, I mean.
Did Paimon hear that wrong?
They don't... Yeah, okay. Let's forget the 300 thing and just go straight to the... They don't stay fresh after they're picked.
Too much trouble, is it? I see. Then how about this? We have a few items that need delivering. Perhaps you can help with that?
That sounds much more like...
Yeah, we're good at that.
709 letters to be
Paimon?
precise.
Don't argue. We just need to get on with the story, even if it's...
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
Yeah.
What sort of an explanation is that?
Let's just deliver the 709 letters.
Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
I'll consider it. Who are you?
That's the spirit. Don't keep me waiting too long now.
You're seriously considering taking this job? The terms are ridiculous.
You have generic dialogue despite everything that just happened.
Halt, you two!
What? Just as I expected. Yeah, we just left. That's all we did.
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it immediately.
Okay.
A letter? Quick, let Paimon see!
Dear traveler.
So this means...
What?
She wants you to secretly meet her at night?
Stop.
But you didn't seem surprised at all by this.
I didn't get to read the letter. It's just I want to stop Paimon from talking. Oh, we shared a glance.
Huh? Have you been up to something behind
No,
Paimon's
Paimon,
back?
you just need to pay attention to obvious things.
Let's ask her tonight and see what she has to say.
Okay. No, I gotta read the letter. I skipped over the letter. Lightly perfumed letter. Dear traveler, would that I could convey this message to you in person. I apologize for the hasty means by which this letter has come to you, and I hope that it hasn't left you feeling perplexed or perturbed in any way. This is my first time extending an invitation to an unknown outlander, after all. It is no mere coincidence that our paths have crossed. Therefore, I hope that you would be so courteous as to meet me tonight under the glow of the resplendent moonlight. Please do not fret about retainers and bodyguards. I will ensure that their attention shall be elsewhere. I look forward to the pleasure of your company. Okay. Sorry, where are we heading to? Toma has set you a test to leave Ritou by your own power, lest your journey end here. So that's why you were so calm. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Where are we meeting? Tonight under the glow of the resplendent moonlight?
Why in the world can't I use my permit?
I don't know, buddy. Doesn't sound like anybody's doing actually good business here. Whoa, you can see there's a whole house up. That's a house up there that's glowing. Whoa. I feel like that's definitely gonna have something to do with the story, probably. Hiragi, Chisato. Oh, I like these kind of open spaces they have. Hi. Oh, okay.
Ah, you finally arrived. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Hiragi Chisato. This is technically the second time we have met. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Wow. She's the daughter of the Hiragi clan.
The pleasure is mine.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments, and at last we have the chance to meet.
Is it Paimon, or does something seem a bit off here?
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is, well, I feared that I might never have another opportunity to discuss this with you.
Discuss what?
Ahem. I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
I love Ether's facial expression along with the two dialogue options, ... and I'm leaving.
Like father, like daughter. Couldn't you be more
This guy's so red here.
No, you misunderstand me.
Ether, why are you already walking away?
To explain. I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi of the Tenryou Commission. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. But my heart is with Kamaji. There is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Ritou, but you are Outlanders. Outlanders seeking to get to Narukami Island. It would be regrettable to let such an opportunity pass.
Oh, Paimon gets the whole picture.
How does this help us get off Ritou,
Of
though?
course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my power to help you leave Ritou. That is my promise.
Alright, that's a better deal. One letter.
To be perfectly honest,
This
as
is
long as you remain
709.
in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Ritou.
Yeah, we figured as much. It
Yeah.
was pretty obvious he was just trying to hold us
So, the
up.
Tenryou Commission,
I
huh?
secretly overheard a conversation between my father and a very arrogant-sounding woman just a few days ago. They seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Ritou. In fact, it was the first time I had ever
Usual
heard
Sara.
my father speak so respectfully
Calling
to
it right
someone who
now.
wasn't the Shogun.
An arrogant-sounding woman.
We don't have much time. I'll tell you my plans to help you off the island. It just so happens that a shipment of goods is...
Okay, thank you, Chisato.
Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. I'm counting on you to deliver my letter.
Go to the border? The border's only 40 meters away? Well, I guess.
Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct.
These goods have been repeatedly requested by the Kanjo Commissioner. We must be certain that they reach Watatsumi Island intact.
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and has ordered that myself and an additional qualified escort be dispatched to ensure safe transport of the goods.
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort the shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you to trouble yourself with such a matter. And as for this qualified escort...
You dare to question my abilities? No, I look forward to working with you.
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father has already asserted that this shipment must arrive on time. I'm certain punishment will be duly dispensed if it fails to do so.
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just that, well, we don't know...
Questioning her?
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to me en route? I'm sure you are all quite familiar with my father's temperament. Do you really presume that you can fully guarantee my safety on your
own?
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk. They don't stand a chance.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you accompanying us. Your safety is our highest priority.
Shinojo, you can't really...
She's the boss.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve her in the utmost capacity.
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential thieves more time to prepare, no?
Yes, my lady. You heard her. There's no time to lose.
Okay. So about the Tenryou Commission. So I'm thinking like with high-profile people like Toma and Ayaka, they still have their visions on them. So I kind of feel like...
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll
the Tenryou Commission be like at odds with... New battle theme! At odds with, I'm getting... Look! Whoa!
I got careless.
Inazuma battle theme. At odds with the Yashiro Commission, considering the high-profile people still have their visions on them. There, that's all I have to say.
Let's get down to business.
Whoa! I like this music. Well, I don't know if this is a battle theme or not, like regular, but it sounds like this like not as heavy, like orchestral. But it's very these treasure hoarders in Inazuma? I like the Japanese instrument. Oh, instrumentalization. See, Ganoderma. Too bad I don't need any more of those. What is that?
More monsters inbound. Lady Hiragi, stay close.
To the core.
Yeah, and although it's canonically only Ether that made it here, let's not. What? Who are you?
Thunderclap.
Thunderclap. That's a new line. I'm totally losing track of what I'm trying to say. Look at these guys. Yay. Oh, I was gonna get that.
We can take refuge in the village up ahead.
Well, it looks like the shipment's not doing too good.
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. The road to Narukami Island is just over there. In my letter, I've requested Kamaji to grant you a special travel permit from the Tenryou Commission. Consider it a token of my
thank you, Chisato.
My lady.
So that's how it is. I had a feeling something was amiss, but Shinojo, you...
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us, I'm sure of it. But who is this Kamaji you speak of, my lady?
I'm not afraid to say that he's the one I love.
The one you love?
Shinojo, did you honestly think that...
What? No, I was just clarifying, that's all. I would never in my wildest dreams,
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If my father catches word of it, I alone will be held accountable.
Yes, of course. As you wish, my lady.
But what will happen if your actions here are discovered, Chisato?
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is sentence me to half a day without food, or something to that effect.
Huh. Paimon never suspected a guy like
Which
him
is
could have
a
a
tolerable
side.
punishment.
I wish you a
So
safe
this is all
journey.
gonna work out.
I'm sure we will meet again.
Bye, Chisato!
Come now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
All right.
Oh, you poor thing. Sacred Sakura's favor. Offer the electro cigarettes. Okay.
Whew, we're finally on our own way again. I suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Komori Tea
And
House.
here's where the Electroculus. Here's where the real exploration begins. Right. I don't know where we go first. There's so much to do. This is a nice vantage point. I mean, I guess we go over there. Inazuma City. Okay, I want to progress with the story. I want to do another one where I just go and explore and do all these world quests and stuff like that. Those guys are scary. Let's not interact with them. So those are mercenaries, right? Konda Village. Oh, so I love the thrill of there being all this new stuff. Hi. The village is real dangerous, big bro. Is there anything that I, Konda Takaru, can do for you? What kind of dangers lie within this village? Since you bothered to ask me such sincerity, allow me to fill you in on the horrors of this place. The village is filled with mysterious incidents and dangers. For example, my father would never let me near that dried well. However, I know that the treasure whirlpool lies within that well. Greedy treasure hunters would get sucked into the huge, horrifying whirlpool at the bottom of the well and become trapped with the monsters inside. Wow, that's really spooky. Alright. Okay. Rebellion. Oh, where's this teleport waypoint? I'm blind. It's right here. It's just like the walk over to Liyue Harbor for the first time. It's like, whoa, you're just taking the trail along and you're taking in all the sights for the first time. Byakuo Plain. What is that? Uh-oh. Oh, this is cool music. There we go. Lightning flash!
Beg for mercy.
Yeah, it's not as intense as like the whole orchestral music
Let us cross swords.
so far. But it still gives you kind of like this intense feeling. It's so evident. I'm at a loss for words that I'm just completely blanking. This is so cool. Also, you know I'm an electro axe, and I'm not sure how I feel about. Oh, I'm really not sure how I feel about that. Teachings of elegance. What is that? Kid Courage. What is this little... That's probably something to do with your world quest. Whoa. We're about to enter the city. We gotta hear the music. Whoa. Hey, question. Do they actually have an adventurers guild here? Oh, here's the Ryuji guy talking about. An adventurers guild here if there's hardly any adventures? Well, they never said there's hardly any adventures, but they'd only be Inazuman adventurers, I assume. Whoa. This place is so big! Ah, sakura trees. I love the flower petals. You know, every place where they have cherry blossoms, the cherry blossoms are slightly different. So even though if they have cherry blossoms where I live, it's different than the cherry blossoms you'd find in, say, a place like Japan, I think. So, Komore Tea House. So we're going here to talk to Toma or give the letter? Or both. That's what I want to know.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck
Darn
into
it,
the
we should have gotten
nation,
some disguises.
judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what Paimon
Here's our invitation letter.
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Enter Komore Tea House.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think
The
he
talking
forgot
dog.
his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What?
Wait.
Is that dog talking to us?
Relax.
That's
No need to look
Toma?
so surprised. I take it
Yo,
this
I
is
heard
the
them
first
talking
time
with a
you've seen
talking
me in
dog
this
in the special program, but like... So you're a dog?
Huh. So you didn't see anything like this
Well,
when you were
we
in
see
Liyue
people with
Harbor?
like...
Now that you
Like,
mention
Deanna
it,
has
this
cat
does
ears,
certainly
but,
seem less out of the ordinary.
But... But it still doesn't really add up. Okay, good.
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname.
Everyone gets ugly nicknames, so it's kind of an honor.
Well, I've had some time to kill.
Okay, that actually, I actually believed it.
As was the case in Ritou. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier.
Yeah,
Though
no worries.
It was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Miss Kamisato, and whether you had the courage to face the lightning alongside us.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it?
So, how did we do in our test?
Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck...
You mean Kazuha's friend?
Ah, so you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly.
So, will we be allowed to meet the Shirasagi Himagimi?
Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically
The one where all the visions are getting put?
on Narukami Island.
Oh, he wants to convince us to help him put an end to this. Okay, so I don't remember if it's ever said the dog talks. The dog owns the thing. The dog has to be able to communicate somehow. Have you met someone who smells like me before? Would we even be able to understand the dog if the dog had seen Lumine before? Oh, I see it. Yeah, no, definitely wants to convince us to help. Whoa, this music. Every scene in this game looks like very picturesque. You could take a picture and it'd just be this beautiful landscape. This is where everyone's visions are getting put. He wants us to help him. And we should, Ether. Ether. I know we're looking for Lumine. We're looking for the unknown god. Aren't you the guy we're supposed to give the letter to? Thank you. Sure. Why do you want me to go there? Sounds good. Is this Inazuma's theme? This soundtrack. Just want to listen. That's beautiful. Anyway, looking from this vantage point, it's like, even though this is not the top of the stairs, it's like looking from where the Raiden Shogun may be looking over the entire nation. Except from all the way up there, Up. You can't see it. Up there. This is a lovely statue, by the way. Lovely with all those visions you have embedded on it. It looks like you don't have that many there yet, but I'm sure there's actually more.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh?
Yeah, don't you remember what Zhongli told us?
Tricks? Or are there things embedded in the statue?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree.
Why did the Shogun issue the Vision Hunt decree?
Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs, and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's
Kind of like a little bit of a control freak.
The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it, for all time.
What a cool necklace she has.
Every god has their own will.
Well,
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being, oh, I don't know, selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly.
yeah, we're
against the
talking about
Raiden
this
Shogun.
right in front of her statue.
And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist. And Miss Kamisato has been committed to fighting it since the day it was announced.
We're saying this like on the footsteps of her. What?
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
What was that sound just now?
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something happen?
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
I could hear the sound of people's aspirations.
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined.
So vision symbolizes ambition and not power.
Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
Like I said, we're talking about this right in front of the Raiden Shogun's castle here. So I'm surprised we didn't just get struck down. Second, Toma has a vision, so I'm surprised he didn't get a bunch of guards didn't just start coming after him to get it from him and put it on that statue. But I guess that's what we call it. This music. Diplomatic immunity, is what I was gonna say. Third, you know in the trailer when Aether's like in the water and it looks like he's like drowning, and someone's talking over it saying like it's just like when you're drowning and you're trying to climb up but you just keep getting dragged down to the depths. Where are we going?